messing this up all by myself. Oh. There we go, there we go. And we are live. Episode 6 of this podcast. I tell you, I didn't think a podcast would be so hectic, but man, it just seems like it just keeps interfering right when everything is going on Mondays. So I may have to change from a Monday. Who knows? We'll get to the bottom of it though. We'll figure it out. But a little bit on War of Wills. Still a lot of spots open, which I figured there would be until after Christmas and whatnot. So far, confirmed paperwork and money in my hand. I have got 3 entries for the front wheel drives, 2 entries for the C3, and 1 entry for full size. So yeah, as the wife says, it's called life, and life just has not been nice to me here lately. Again, we're going to be doing camping out there. If you want to come and camp, you could show up that Friday, camp all weekend long. A few questions that I've had, if you live close, do you have to leave your car at the fairgrounds? No. That Saturday we are going to run, bring old iron back. That Saturday we are going to run all the heats, and then if you live close, you can take your car back home if you want, because everything Sunday before the features is going to be reteched anyhow. So let's see, another question I kept getting. Yes, it is a pre-entry. I think we said March 18th, I think is what we said. If I don't have the 10 entries in that class, then we won't have that class. But the good thing is, if for some odd reason we don't get a whole 10 in a class, we are running the exact same rules all year long. So Delaware County will be the same rules, Gaston will be the same rules, the fall shows will all be the same rules. So you'll just be ahead of the game. There was something else I was going to touch on. I should have had notes, but I don't have notes. It is what it is. But anyways, I was looking up how to get this podcast out to more people, so more people see it, so I get more interaction with people and whatnot. And I've been putting it on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, everything I could think of doing to get the word out, I've been trying to do. So I did a little research, and it shows that the more comments that we get, the more people that give each podcast a thumbs up. It's an algorithm thing, and it pushes the podcast. So if you're in here now, make sure you give it a thumbs up for sure. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It's totally free. And yeah, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't know anything about Twitter and Instagram. And then we also have I don't even know what that other one's called. TikTok. Yeah, I post them on TikTok as well. So if we get up to, I think, 1,000. I think it said 1,000 people, then I can actually share these lives on TikTok. So that'd be kind of cool. Look forward to that. So, but other than that, man, I hope everyone had a good Christmas and a happy New Year, and get ready for this nasty weather that's starting to creep back in. You know, we had a little bit of a warm up there, and not so much anymore. Today's been gloomy and nasty and rainy, and it's not nice on the fat guy that has some screws and rods in his back, for sure. It was hard to get motivated today and move around. So, but other than that, man, how the hell are you guys? You know, we got it's showing 18 people on. Man, that's, if you'd have told me I'd had at least 18 people come and watch me just yak on a computer. So, let's get the questions going in. Kevin Conley said, I'm here, bud. Kevin Conley is actually the one that come up with the name War on Wheels. He won the free pass all weekend long to Gaston, and yeah, he come up with a hell of a name. As soon as I seen it, I was like, oh, that's got to be it right there. I didn't announce it right off the bat. You know, I wanted to give everybody a chance. Maybe somebody else comes up with over the top. I mean, there was a lot of good names. I ain't gonna lie, a lot of good names. I threw it out to the tech guys, and that's what we voted on, War on Wheels, which was definitely great. Brian Smith's in the house, our announcer.
Kevin Conley.
Do what?
I don't think it was Kevin Conley.
It wasn't Kevin Conley? Oh, no, it was, yeah. McCormick, Kevin McCormick. I'm sorry. I'm getting my names mixed up here. Brian Smith's in the house, our announcer. He's our announcer, as I say. He's a good guy. Definitely a good guy.
This is why you need me on your podcast, because you suck.
The wife's yelling at me. Jordan West, what's up, big dog? JW, Wild West. Harrison Smith, I'm glad to hear you're doing good. Most definitely. Any word on vendors coming? Yes. I have gotten contact with Outlaw, Chicken on the Stick guy. He will be there. Danger, I think it's Danger Dogs. Danger Dogs, and then a lemonade stand. They are committed to coming. That's as far as the food wise. Now I have two other vendors that are committed to come that are actually bringing parts to sell parts. So like I said, it's shaping up pretty well. A little slower than I like, but you know, announcing right around Christmas time. I mean, I know for a fact there will be at least one more front wheel drive team, I guarantee, because my kids are wanting to do it, and I don't even have the money to put up right now, so I totally understand. So Austin Dick, will there be allowed plates for the feature if we make it past the first round? I don't think we're going to do any welding as far as for this show. I do know the rules for the full size say that you're allowed to start off with 2 fixed plates, and after it's pre-ran you're allowed 4. But I think with this whole show, just to make it simple and save face, we're just 2. No welding in between and anything like that. So hope that answers your question. Because you know how some people are. Some people will just add these 2 plates, and then other people are going crazy back there in the pits with the welder and whatnot. And I don't want to be that guy that so-called ruins, you know, your chance because you're back there welding too much when you come back through tech, and it's just not gonna fly. So hope that answers that question. Jathan Reader, What's going on, Nate? What's up, buddy? Chris Petty, what's the numbers look like for the class? I have one full-size class. I have three front-wheel drive classes and 2 C3 classes entered so far with the money. So, like I said, around Christmas time, I knew it was going to hurt a little bit as far as people entering and spending that kind of money with Christmas and whatnot. I still have high hopes that people are going to come and still enter. So it's just a waiting game now. So Sean Carroll, so torches and 9-wire only. Yes, sir. Torches and 9-wire after the heats. Bring extra parts to put stuff back together. Now, if you have like a tie rod or something break, I'm not saying you can't weld it back together, but no adding plate on the frame or anything like that in the full size where you're allowed 4 after it's pre-ran. John Ebright, hello, sir. Bubba said the kid said, oh, an Outlaw with the chicken on the stick? Yes, sir. I've already got a hold of Outlaw. He said he will be there. He will be there for sure. Cody Plagman, unlimited 9-wire for the feature. I don't think I got I don't want to speak on that. You bring 9-wire, you can put her back together with 9-wire. So let me get you an answer on that, though. That is a really good answer. As far as unlimited, I have seen on the internet what unlimited means. That one guy had, I don't know, 100 rolls of 9-wire in there, and yeah, that was rough. Bubba, if we lose a front bumper, can we weld it back on? Yes. Just no added plates. Like if you're running, and when I say added plates, the full size in the rules, you're allowed 2 fix of plates to begin with, and then after it's pre-ran, you're allowed 4. Not in between the show, though. You're only allowed 2. Let me put it that way. If you want to bring a welder to, your door gets ripped open and you need to push it back and put it back together and tack weld it together, yes, most definitely. Tie rods, yes. Weld them. Yeah, you're allowed to weld a bumper back on. Brian Smith, if the cars are allowed to leave, they'll definitely come back welded up. We'll see. Now, Saturday before the Derby starts, they will have they'll have to pass inspection, and then Sunday before it ever starts again, we'll have another re-inspection. So the cars that do leave, if they go overboard, then they just cost themselves a chance. So we put the ball in their court. I'm sure some will have to cut. It's that's the name of the game, though. You do what you can do, and hope that I don't find it, and vice versa. I hope we do find it. So, Kevin Ravestein, are you ready? I'm not going to lie. All right. I'm nervous as hell about this, and I don't know why. I guess it's kind of graduating from that fair kid, just putting on fair shows, and I've done standalone shows before without the fair, but never a 2-day. Not all the what ifs, and it's nerve-wracking. It is nerve-wracking. All we can do is try, though. I mean, if we just set at an idle, we'll never grow. So definitely willing to try anything and everything, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Now, I'm sure there's going to be tons of mistakes, and I'm going to have to learn from it and keep rolling. So, am I ready? Most definitely not. Yeah. it can be cut off for the rest of the shows. Cody, that's a really good idea. If it's unlimited 9-wire to fix whatever it is at the team show, then I like that idea. I like that idea. Let me actually, hopefully it don't kick my camera off here. Oh, see, yeah, it's gonna kick my camera off. Alrighty. I started to say I'd just get on there and start talking to the tech crew now. So, what's the layout look like for the show? Is that layout or payout? Layout, we're gonna have camping. It's a 2-day event, April 1st and 2nd. Was trying to add a few more things in on that Friday. Didn't get that done. But it is what it is. Been talking to vendors as far as food and parts and anybody you can think of that sells derby parts, from Smith Metalworks to everybody. I sent them all an invitation. So will they show up? I don't know. I'm talking about anybody that's on Facebook that sells derby parts. I sent them an invitation. So I'm hoping to get a big turnout. I really am. I'm digging deep and I'm turning over every stone that I see. So time will tell. Time will tell. How many teams are running at a time? That come from Chris Petty. It is all the heats. Okay, every heat is going to be one team versus one team. I'm not, and if I get an odd number of teams, okay, and this is going to be a complete like bucket draw right in front of everybody. I'm going to take all politics out of it. You're going to come up there, and if I have, say, 11 teams in the front wheel drives, I will have poker chips in the bucket that are 1 through 11. I will have 2 sets of them. Your team comes up, you pull chip 2. You pull chip 2. 2 versus 2. And then, 1 versus 1, 3, all the way down. Whoever the odd man out is automatically has to go to the consi. No free passes all the way to the feature. And it'll just be complete luck of the draw. I'm hoping to have an even amount of teams so everybody gets to run. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So it's a minimum of at least 10 teams, but I'm not cutting the number off. So excuse me. Do they have to prepay for camping? No. All you have to do is prepay for your team. That is it. I need to know by March 18th if your team is going to run or not. Camping, you can decide you want to go camping that Thursday and show up Friday and pay to camp. So, is there a deadline on entries? Just hopped on here. That come from Kevin. Yes. March 18th, I believe, is what it was, right, Ashley? Is what I believe March 18th is the cutoff. Now, if it comes in like March 19th or 20th, but it's dated before the 18th, then I'm fine with it. So, can still see you. We should have a special area for guys to bring out their drivers to park them for display. Hey, Bubba, that's an awesome idea. We could probably park them up by the community building up front, away from the pits and everything else. There goes the cavalry. Park them up away from everything else so they don't get hit with dirt and whatnot. And yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe do best of show or something like that and get an extra plaque or something. I like that idea. Also, still no call outs. No call outs, Sean Carroll. No. If Team A wants Team B, do your
Skip the
damnedest to get to
question.
them. What?
You skipped the question
What question did I skip?
from Sean Carroll.
Any update on whether you're going to make 2 tracks or 1 so it'll be cleaned out? Oh yeah. That is still the plan. The track size that we have now is going to be just a little bit bigger. We're going to cut it in half though and do the 3 versus 3 on one side, and as soon as they're done they'll be getting pulled out and cleaned up, 3 versus 3 on this side, and just keep it rolling. That way everybody has plenty of time to get in, get out, get your things worked on, and keep the ball rolling. So yeah, definitely want to do it as quick as possible. I don't want a whole lot of downtime, and we just roll with it. Let's see here. I don't want to skip any more and get yelled at by the wife. If there's more than 10 teams in each class, does that mean more money for the winner? Most definitely. Now, if it's only 12 teams, I don't know what I can do with that. But say for instance, and this is kind of an exaggeration, if I get 30 teams, oh, most definitely there's going to be more money thrown at it. Most definitely. It just have to work with them, because even if, and this is the worst case scenario, I figured it all up, even if we only get 10 teams in every class, I don't get anybody in the pits, any vendors, nobody buys food, no nothing, and paying for all my help and everything, it's still a loss of $5,500. So I need to at least get past that before I start asking for more to come back. Now, that's the worst case scenario. We're going to have a bunch of people in the pits. We're going to have vendors. There's people going to be buying food. So it shouldn't be too hard to make up that $5,500. So thanks. Oh, thanks, Ashley. I see how it is. You just want me to take off the headset and give her the headset? Let her take care of the podcast now? Will the concert be the same day or second day? Now see, I'm still undecided on that. It's 6 one way, half a dozen another. If I do the consi the exact same day as all the heats, then you would have all night to get ready for the features. But you wouldn't have a whole lot of time to put it back together to run the consi. And vice versa. If I do it the second day, you'll have a ton of time to work on it for the consi, and then you wouldn't have a whole lot of time to work for the feature. So I don't know yet. We haven't made a decision on that, but that has come up. So really good question. Let's see here. Kevin Ravestein. So layout: heat 1 small cars, heat 2 big cars. All that's still up in the air, but most definitely I guess that depends on if I'm doing the consis the same day as the heats or the second day. Because if I'm going to do small car consi first, then in my opinion, I think we need to run all the small cars right now. And then they can go back and start fixing, getting ready for the consi, and then I can run all the big cars right now. And then they'll be consi 2. And then run all the C3 guys, and then they'll be consi 3. Do you see what I mean? Following in that order, so they have as much time as possible. So that really depends if the consi is going to be on day 1 or day 2. So the odd team out gets a bye, should go straight to the feature. All teams should have 2 chances to make it to the feature, or run 3 teams in the last heat. The only problem with running the 3 teams is if you have 3 teams in one heat, I can guarantee it, it's going to be 2 teams versus 1. I don't want that. So that was what was making me think, the so-called bye system where they would get a bye. But luck of the draw, should they automatically go to the feature or have to go straight to the consi? That's the way I was leaning, is to the consi. Just because I can see a team getting a bye, and it happened to be someone that's close to, say for instance, my son's team, okay, that he's putting in, gets a bye, and he automatically goes to the feature. How can I say that wasn't rigged? They're going to say it's going to be rigged anyways, but I'm going to do the draw right there in front of everybody. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I like them going straight to the consi, so they at least have to try to get out. And depending on how many teams we have in the consi, we might take 2 teams out of the consi, or I could possibly guarantee that if we did have an odd number, that we'd take 2 teams or something along them lines. So my vote is Ashley, new host. Topless. Oh, only Kevin Ravestein. And everybody keeps asking me, why haven't you had Kevin on the podcast? Probably because I don't want this page flagged and taken down and everything else. I mean, he's already told me what he's going to do when he comes on, so that scares me. Ryan Kiger, odd teams should have to go to the consi. I kind of believe that. I that's the way I'm leaning. Do you have a count on teams entered as of now? I have got 3 front wheel drives, 2 C3, and 1 full size. Don't ask for names. I'm not going to give names. I give you colors if you want colors. And in the front wheel drives, my kids are not one of them yet, but they will be as soon as I can work a little bit of extra overtime or something like that to pay for it. So let's see here. Then that team gets screwed if they don't make it out of the consi. They kind of do get screwed if they don't make it out of the consi. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, what do you do with something like that, though? You know what I mean? Like, you allow a team to go to the feature completely fresh, or make them go to the consi and fight their way out, and hopefully that decision doesn't have to happen and we get an even amount of teams, which would be nice. I don't know. Johnny Wright said consi, that way it isn't a fresh car for the feature. I kind of agree with you, John. But then Cody says fresh cars are going to be the first target anyways, and he's right. I mean, then it's going to be up to the feature field that, hey, we need to look at them 3. They haven't touched anything. Everything's still good. So I don't know. That's a good question. They also have less time to fix their car if they make it also. Well, Dustin, you kind of come in a little late. I don't know whether or not the consis are going to be on day 1 or day 2 yet. That's still kind of up in the air. So if we have them on day 1, everybody's going to have plenty of time to fix them for the feature. If we have it on day 2, everybody's going to have plenty of time to fix them for the consi. So it's kind of like, that's still kind of up in the air. So by team, must beat all the other team to make it. So by teams must, yeah. Mm-hmm. Bad thing about going to the Consi is it's no longer one team versus one team, and they'll team up on the fresh cars. That is true too. That is true too. That is true. See, hopefully we get the exact same amount of teams, and it'll be that much better. Because even in the Consi, you're going to get teamed up on, multiple teams are going to team up on you because you got the fresh cars. Wish I had an answer. Wish I had an answer that really fixed that question, but I just don't. An enforcer. We will not have an enforcer out there. I don't think I trust anybody enough to go out there to just enforce. You know what I mean? I'd send my dad out there and he'd be teeing off in everyone's driver's door or something. I could see that happening. Have a lawsuit against me. Dustin, I seen that it's pool night, man. I am terribly sorry. I was supposed to do this Monday, and Monday got away from me, and had a few things going on, and I'm sorry. John Ebright. Yeah, but if everyone has fights to get into the feature, I think they should too. Can I set up a booth and hey, Stephen Hargis, that smoked cream cheese on New Year's was you should set up a booth. You'd sell out. That stuff was just amazing. When you get the teams, have them vote. I'm just brainstorming. Have the teams actually vote that sign up whether or not the extra team goes to the Consi or the feature. Is that what you're saying? Jordan West said, anybody need a teammate? Jordan West is available. He's on the open roster. Sean Carroll, hear me out. If we have an odd number of front wheel drives, an odd number of full size, can my team volunteer to switch? Like front wheel drives running its full size? That boy has 8 paint chips as a kid. Pin to win. Ryan Kiger. It is not going to be a pin to win until it comes down to one person left on the team. So if you got 3 guys over here and 3 guys over here and you're derbying it out, and Team A loses 2 drivers, and there's only 1 left, yes, then it is a pin to win. You guys slam him into the wall, he's got 60 seconds to get away, or he's out. So, but when it comes down to, like 2 versus 3 or something, it's not a pin to win until it's just 1 person left. So, yes, Chaz Carroll, you can mount your battery box on the cage for your mini car. Most definitely. I knew what you was talking about, Sean Carroll. I don't know how you made such a beautiful daughter. So the team that gets the bye must battle all the other losing teams to make it through the feature. So all the other heat races will be 1 versus 1, and the concept be, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Bubba, what he said. If I got an odd amount of teams, and right before I do the bucket draw, let's take a vote. Does the odd team out go to the Consi, or does the odd team out go straight to the feature? And whatever they decide, the teams that are signed up, they make that decision right there, and then it falls back on them, not me. I kind of like that idea. I really do. And you know, I've always been for giving the drivers a voice and whatnot, and yeah, I like that. I like that. Hey Tessa, hey baby. Everybody's saying that sounds the fairest, and they agree with the voting. So maybe that's what we'll have to do. I like that idea. I really do. All right, we're only 37 minutes in. You guys got to have more questions than that. Hey, while I'm thinking about it though, we did have a meeting out at Gaston Tuesday, and all of you that have been sending me that picture of TJ McCullough where they jump onto the van or whatever, and I was like, I don't know about jumping on the van. I did get the confirmation that it is going to happen. Yes, it is a go. It will not happen at the team show. It will happen in August at the fair show at Gaston. It's going to pay $300. We will build a hill, and we're going to go off of whoever can jump the furthest. So whatever you think's going to jump the furthest, bring it. Whoever jumps the furthest walks away with $300 and some kind of trophy. Says we can gusset 4 corners, but how big of a gusset? As long as it's in the 4x4, Sean. If it's safety, I'm all for it. If it's safety.
It pays $200.
No, I said $300.
You too. The same as rollover.
It'll pay $300, even if I got to pull $100 out of my pocket, because rollover paid $300.
Argue with me. I'm just telling you what we agreed on.
Oh, whatever, woman.
What?
I said whatever, woman. Yes, if it's down to safety, then I'm okay with it. Now, with saying that, don't try that bullshit of, oh, I needed this pointy bumper because it's safe for me. I don't play that kind of game. Okay, so if it's driver safety, like your driver's door, you can plate the outside of it, you can plate the inside of it. If you wanted to put an armored door on your front wheel drive, just your driver's door, I don't care, as long as it is safety. Let's see, I lost my spot. Do you need any tech guys to help? Andrew Geiger wants that. She can go sit with Ashley. You know, they're the same family. They both have a mouth. We'd get anywhere for that. Sean Carroll, hell yeah, let's jump. I want to see you and Kevin live at the next DCCW match. Me? Yeah, I don't wrestle. I don't wrestle. I'd beat Kevin, but I don't wrestle. Car show. Oh. Bubba's asking. Kevin, Wild West, and Little Dave in a big car. Team? Oh my, you still feel safe after this? With the big jump, it's I don't think I would want to do the big jump. I've hit little jumps and that don't feel good. So Kevin Conley, what do we have to do to be a vendor? My woman will cook like a mother. Vendors is $250 for all weekend, and that gets you a whole weekend pass plus camping, I believe is how I had that set up. So yeah, if you're doing food, I'm not sure all the ins and outs on having the Board of Health certificate or something. You had to get some kind of certificate. So get with me later on, Kevin, and I will try to point you in the right direction, or get a hold of Outlaw that has chicken on a stick. I'm sure he'll be able to tell you. The rules state the down legs on the cage can't be welded to the car. Yes, that is correct. You can have down legs that go to the floor. They can't weld to the floor. They can't bolt to the floor. Pretty much that's so when one guy is putting the cage in, you set it in there and you put the cage where it needs to be and it stays there. So you can put your sidebars in. The only places that we are going to be allowing the cage to be welded is to the doorposts. You can weld them to the front doorpost as well, but you cannot go all the way and weld to the floor. On the driver's side, now this is just the driver's side, you can have a 1/4-inch plate the whole length of the driver's door that attaches to your door bar and is welded all the way across the floor. So driver's side, front, I would say your down leg can be welded to the sheet metal because that plate's going to be there too. But it cannot tie into the sub or anything like that. Bubba, you'll make Dustin Hill nervous with that team. No old iron. I'm out. Yeah, it's no old iron as of right now. It's 80s and newer. If for some odd reason 80s and newer don't take off, we can always add it back in the fall. So we're going to try 80s and newer and run with it. Bubba, I do not have any new style. Oh, baloney, you got a whole junkyard. The spectators be able to enter the jump contest with street cars if they want. Oh my lord. I mean, if you want to, you got a really nice car, you don't care to jump it, you sign up and you jump it. What's the reasoning behind no down legs weld? Well, the reason we kind of went towards some other bigger classes that's kind of close to us. That's what their rules was. I definitely don't want it welded to the frame, and I'm wanting to make this class where you have to drive it, and you can't just, whoever's the best welder goes out there and just dominates, and you're only allowed to use protectors to actually protect in a cage, just to protect you, not hold the car where you want it to hold, and just use it as a battering ram, if that answers your question. What about a swap meet area for used parts? That be considered a vendor? No. If you want to bring parts on your trailer and whatnot and swap it out, no, that's perfectly fine. Now, if you want your own spot set up with all your used parts and all that, that's a little different. But as long as it's in your pit, then no, I'm not worried about that. Goes my money. Thanks, Dave. What are you saying? Dave's going to bring a bunch of stuff and you're going to have to buy it? Again, for anybody that wasn't here right off the bat, if you're watching this, please give it a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. It's totally free. It just helps push us further up the top when someone types in Demolition Derby or something like that, so we can grow as a community. So if you could do that, I would really appreciate it. So it says you can ditch the trunk. Now, how much ditching can be done? Ram? What? What, Ryan? I think I know what you're saying. When you weld your trunk 5-on-5 off, you can dish it all the way down, as far as you want. The uprights, like your fenders on the side, have to be standing upward. Now I know when you dish it, they kind of lean in a little bit. That's fine. But if you take the tops of them and bend them over, that's where it's a no-no. So your uprights, or your fenders, straight up and down, and you can dish your trunk down. Jeff Ogle's in the house. Jordan, them down legs really make the car harder. You know, and I know, when you weld your cage to your frame, not necessarily just sheet metal, but to the frame, it keeps it from bellying out. I'm wanting to make this a little softer of a class. Spring Explosion and all them, you ain't allowed down legs. It's not that big of a deal. So quarter panels, not fenders. Rear fenders, quarter panels, you know what I mean, Dustin. Isn't it your turn to hit a ball? I've got a water bill to pay, Sean. Yeah. Dave Smith's always got to pay that water bill. Sean Carroll. You got lug nuts to buy. You always always are missing at least 1 or 2 lug nuts per wheel. I missed my thumb. What do you mean you missed your thumb? And then what? Where did it go? See what I mean? That's what Kevin Ravenstein's doing. He just gave me an emoji that had the middle finger, and now all of a sudden it just disappeared on. It just. And it wasn't me. It just disappeared. And he wants me to bring him on here. Can you imagine what they're going to do then? Like, I don't know, what is, like, the FBI or something going to kick in the door and, like, shoot him or something? Like, I don't know. See, there it's back again. Jordan West, when we going on the podcast together, are you guys, is Kevin going to be sitting down and you're sitting on his knee, Jordan, or? Can't take these guys anywhere. Anywhere. That is true. Yeah, Sean, he usually has 3. So, I got to give him that much. He usually at least has 3 lug nuts. Bring on some youth drivers. Most definitely. I've actually been talking to a few. So, I definitely want to get some youth drivers on. I talked to TJ McCullough today from Deadman. I'm going to have him on. A lot of you guys know him from Delaware County. Jerry Dishman from back in the day. The big white wagons with the Pepsi. He said he would come on. So just trying to get everyone lined up and everything, and we'll keep rolling with it. Loaded K-frames are allowed now. Not if I catch it. Not if I catch it. Not saying I will, but not if I catch it. We should have had youth teams. They would definitely probably be the show. The youth drivers just, they heal a lot faster though. All right, we got 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes, and we've been on here for a whole hour gabbing. Get them questions in. Again, if you haven't, who was that? Oh, lights in the back turned off. If you haven't yet, give us that thumbs up. It helps the page a lot. Comment and helps the page. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We need to push this podcast all the way up to the top where you know, we get the recognition that we deserve, get our name out, and grow as a community. Will there be Power Wheels during the War Wars? Yes, we will have Power Wheels. We will start off with Power Wheels. Yes. How do I thumbs it up? If you exit out of the live chat, and then you'll see the video still playing, and then it has like a little thumbs up to the left or a thumbs down. The thumbs up helps us, and then you just click back on live chat and it'll bring you right back. If I come up with the money to get 2 more cars, one for the son and one for the niece, I'll have my team and their youth. But right now I still have to come up with 2 cars and an entry. Yeah, I'm still working on trying to get my kids' money put together. We got the cars over there, but Dad just kind of, you know. Let's see here. But don't think I'll have it since waiting on tax money. I think tax money will be in after the date. It depends on when you get your taxes. March 18th is the deadline. So, and again, some people have asked. I personally wouldn't send money through the mail. You can, but you don't have no proof that you sent it. So you need to do a money order or a cashier's check because you'll have a carbon copy of it. Or if you want, you can meet up with me and hand me the cash, and that is the safest routes to go. But you guys do as you guys want. Commenting to help promote. Just send it. Chrysler Pointy's loud on the back of the Mini. How do I kick Tank Smith out of here? Let me see here. How do I kick him out? He's a little turd. No, there ain't no pointies in the back of Minis. No pointies at all in the Minis. And if you want to put a pointy on, run big cars. Put your big boy britches on. And then, of course, his dad gives him a thumbs up. Rear bumper on the Minis. It needs to be stock. It's not in there, but just leave it stock. Yeah, they're not going to help the back of a car anyway, so just leave them stock. Yes, sir, that is correct, Johnny Bright. Money order or cashier's check or transferring hand to hand is the best. You know, at least it's going to get there then. So I'll tell you, this hour has went so much faster. I don't know why, but it has went so much faster when I'm sitting here getting all the questions asked and whatnot. So yeah, if you want to put a pointy bumper on the back of a big car, you go for it. If stock is fiberglass, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. If the stock bumper in the back is fiberglass, Then you could put in, like a 98 to 02 Crown Vic bumper or another front wheel drive bumper. That style sheet metal bumper, you can put it on. Full size allowed homemade shocks. Yes, full size is allowed homemade shocks. I believe they're allowed to be 6 inches long. That is in the rules.
I'm here, motherfucker! That's right.
He's like herpes. You just can't get away from him, and when you do, he keeps coming back. He talked my daughter into coming in here. Old iron allowed in full size. Asking for a friend. Oh, I need some chat moderators in here so they can block that little tank guy. Everyone is involved. That's why I agree. Instant red flag. Thanks, Kevin. See what I mean? See what I mean? Suspension shocks. In the front wheel drive, you are allowed to weld your A-arms down. Don't have the rules right in front of me, and if I start clicking on stuff, some of this might go away, so I don't want to click on anything. But you're allowed to weld your A-arms down 2 by 2, one in the front, one in the back. So yeah. Only Kevin. We're creeping up on that hour. Get them questions in. Don't just sit there. I feel like I'm sitting here super long waiting on a question. Again, April 1st and 2nd, War on Wheels. It's a team show. Allowed to weld A-arms in front wheel drives? No. You can have the CNC spacers on the top and the spring spacers that you buy at like the hardware stores that space them out. What'd you hear, Sean Carroll? Instant red flag. Thanks, Kevin. That's what I heard. Oh, you're talking about Kevin? More than likely, this video will get taken down to against community guidelines. Who's your next guest? I don't know who the next guest is. I got a few people on the burner. Yeah, Austin. I was talking about full size. Sorry about that. I'm not sure on the solid shocks on the rear of the full size. I don't recall right off the bat. It does have a minimum and maximum bumper height, though. I do know that. So Brian Smith says bring Ashley on next. I told her the other day, I was like, listen, like one episode, I got an idea. We'll do like Derby Wives. All right. I said, I can set this up where you'll have like 4 people on there, you know, or 3 people, 4 people total. So we can space out the cameras just fine, and it'll still stay on screen, and you guys can just talk about what it's like being a wife of a Derby driver, long hours in the shop, and spending all the extra money you got, and hardly ever going on vacation. I said, I think people would love it. She was like, I think they would actually probably get on here and just talk smack about us. Probably. No, you cannot weld A-arms on the front wheel drive. I said you can weld it in front of the A-arm and behind the A-arm, not in the front wheel drive. Derby Wives, starring on A&E, 9 o'clock. Explain your rule on the rear window bar in Minis. How can it not touch rear speaker deck? When I say it can't touch rear speaker deck, what I'm talking about is in the front wheel drives, it cannot go to the floor. It cannot be bolted to the floor. It's got to be bolted to the trunk lid, speaker, the sheet metal that holds the speakers. It's got to be bolted in that area. It cannot be bolted to the floor. Your old lady said you're brave for talking to your old lady like that. Well, you know, I mean, what's the worst can happen, right? She kill me? Puts me out of my misery? No, I've got a beautiful soul for an old lady. Not just because she's watching or anything, but she puts up with a ton, just an absolute ton of shit for me. And she's always there to back me on any crazy idea I have. And she's awesome. She's awesome. Oh yeah, we do go camping up in the hills with the Smiths. God's country, man, that is beautiful down there. Beautiful. They even got this one pond that Dave's youngest son keeps catching the same catfish. It's got one eye. He caught it 2 years ago. He caught it 2 years ago, and I was like, man, we ought to eat it. And you should have seen his face. Like, I just said we should eat his pet. He was, oh, we ain't gonna eat one eye. Followed by Camping Brothers. Oh, my old lady. She's a little dynamite firecracker too. Now, the speaker deck can be pushed to the floor, but you cannot bolt that rear window bar to the floor. No, you cannot attach the front window bar to the halo. 6 inches on top of the roof from where the window stops, 6 inches up, and then 6 inches down onto the firewall. I don't like it when her horns come out, though. I want to run. My old lady has her times. Usually she picks the kids up from school and they usually text me, you might want to run, mom's in a mood. And it's usually their fault. So alrighty, it is past 9 o'clock. I'm gonna give you guys 2 more minutes to get them questions in. 2 more minutes, and then we're gonna get out of her. I sure do appreciate y'all tuning in on this Thursday night to listen to me gab. I love the questions. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. You can bolt the window bar or weld it. Oh, no problem, Brian. I'm always in the hot seat. Always in the hot seat. Isn't front window bar just safety, really? I just want to weld it. from the dash bar to the halo. A front window bar is supposed to be safety only, but you got guys that are welding it from the halo, coming down and then splitting it off and then going to the firewall to keep the car from shifting back and forth on the firewall. So that's why you can weld it, but only 6 inches back and 6 inches onto the firewall. That way it's only acting as it's intended to stop the hood from coming back and knocking your teeth out. Can there be a backer plate on the bottom of the trunk lid? I don't know what you mean by a backer plate. If it's adding a plate to the back of the trunk lid, no. I don't. You're gonna have to explain that a little bit, Cody. Sandwich the plates for a bar, for the window bar, or just bolt through? Oh, you mean like a small plate on the bottom and then your window bar come down and you can bolt them together. Is that what you mean? Yeah, that's the same as a washer. That's fine. Now, don't run the bottom plate. Don't get all crazy and try to run it all throughout the trunk of the car, because then you're going to have to cut it off. But yeah, if you want to put washers or a plate on the bottom of it, that's fine. Alrighty. Actually, I'll cut it off right at 10 after, just because a couple people did just join. So we got one more minute here. And like I said, for the ones that just joined, make sure you when you click out of the live chat, you go and you hit that thumbs up. Man, it helps a lot. How big of a mount plate is allowed? The same as what do you mean as far as like door wise? Like on your doors, it's stated, I think in the front wheel drives it was like 12 by 12 mounting plates on the doors. For the window bars, I think you was allowed to use 3-inch wide, I think. Don't quote me on that, but whatever the width of the window bar is allowed to be, then you can use that. Anytime, Harrison. Thanks for joining us, buddy. If you fold the trunk lid 50, you can continue on where the trunk lid meets the floor, just in the very back. You can continue on with that 5 on, 5 off, 5 on, 5 off. Yes, but just in the very back. Now, if you push the whole trunk down like that and it's touching the floor, no, you can't weld in the middle of the trunk. So it's my pleasure, John. My pleasure, for sure. Make sure you hit that thumbs button. And if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and it helps the channel out. Let's push it to the top. I would like for this YouTube channel to get somewhere where it starts bringing in money, and we can start paying Mad Dog money like crazy. That is my goal. If this YouTube channel gets big, we are going to have some big payouts for Mad Dogs, because that's what everybody comes to see, that's what everybody likes, and they deserve it. So, but other than that, this is episode 6, and until next time, you all stay safe, and let's get ready to junk it.